Carved into these ancient mountains are communities of varying cultures,
woven together for survival,
torn apart and exploited for generations.
Join us as we mend those wounds with mutual aid and raw, unapologetic conversations.
Our voices, our platform.
This is Appalachian Living.
So, hey folks, Appalachian Living coming at you. We are
Gary.
live, well not live, but we're here at
It's live
the Gary
right now.
Volunteer Fire Department. We're talking live, but it's recorded.
We're professionals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Totally
So,
professionals.
now we're here
Here
because
comes a train.
well, it's Southern Appalachia. Okay, there's going to be a coal train show up. If there's not a coal train, you ain't real, bro. You know what I mean?
If you don't see a coal train, are you really in Appalachia?
Yeah, I don't believe it.
So anyway,
But anyway, we are here at the Gary Volunteer Fire Department, and our guest today, Pastor Davis.
Yes.
What's
Brad.
it? Brad. Dude, I'm so bad with names.
I
And
told
I've
him.
seen your name a million times, and still, Pastor Brad Davis is with us here today.
Hey, y'all.
He has spearheaded this effort to get this water buffalo here for the people of McDowell County. We're going to show you how it works, what the procedure is to make sure that it's safe, and we're going to give out some water to some folks that need it. So, all right.
Yeah. All right. Let's
So-
do it.
So tell us a little bit about where this water buffalo came from, what it took to get it here, all of those kind of things. Let's cover that a little bit, and then we'll go into sort of the who, whats, when, wheres, and hows, and all that.
Okay. Yeah. So last February of 2024 is when the news really started picking up on what was happening in Wyoming County with you all and your water situation. And so I brought that up to my churches when I was like, our neighbors in Wyoming County are having water issues. We need to step up and help in some way and do what we can. And our people, my church folks were like, well, our water's bad too, and has been for a long time. So all that said, in March, we began giving out cases of bottled water on a monthly basis here in Gary at City Hall here, which is just across the lot from where we're at right now, and at my other two affected communities, which is Anawalt and Lackey. Those are the three communities that I serve here in McDowell County whose water is affected. So we gave out bottled water to those folks for many months. And towards the end of last year, we began entering into conversations with the United Methodist Conferences, the West Virginia Conference Disaster Relief Ministry team. They kind of approached us and was like, how can we help you guys out? What can we do to help? So the result of that conversation turned into this 500-gallon water buffalo that you're about to see in just a minute, which was graciously provided by a grant from UMCOR's WASH program. Now, UMCOR, for those of you not of the Methodist persuasion, UMCOR, it stands for United Methodist Committee on Relief. It is our global disaster response ministry. They have a WASH program that deals specifically with water, and they provided us a grant to purchase this trailer, which we actually got it around the first of this year, but because of many factors, not the least of which was the February flood, it really just got put into weekly and bi-weekly operation last month. So we're just now trying to get this up and started or restarted, I guess, rather, and up and running.
So how many households are you serving here in McDowell County?
So here in Gary, there's roughly, I think, right at 470 households. In Anawalt, the Anawalt area is approximately 150 households. And then on up the ridge in the community of Lackey and the adjacent communities, which is heading up Anawalt Ridge toward the Virginia line where you drop over and go into Pocahontas, we're talking about 60 to 70 households there that are solely on well water. Gary has a municipal water system. Anawalt has a public service, McDowell Public Service District system, and the people at Lackey are all on well water, and all of them are water impacted communities.
And I counted 700 till I lost count.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. And we have there have been times when we have served upwards of 250 households just here in Gary on a single day.
Right.
Now, since we restarted the trailer, those numbers haven't nowhere near approached that because we're still, again, I think because of the lack of communication, the lack of newspaper, radio station here in the community, it's kind of hard to get the word out, because really the only way you have to get the word out is through social media. As well
we're
as
doing it right now.
Yeah.
we're getting the word out right now. We're going to put some.
Yeah.
We'll put some reels out.
Thank you, guys.
This will be up on our podcast channel and our YouTube channel as well, and we'll try to get the word out and get people out.
And I have to give a shout out to the McDowell County Health Department, which is located here in Gary. They do their best to let people know that this is happening when it's happening. They share our social media posts on their own social media to try to get the word out as much as possible.
That's great. You're getting help from your local health department.
Yes, absolutely.
Sounds like community helping community.
And that's how it's supposed to work, folks. So we are graciously receiving one of these water buffaloes from the same organization through the United Methodist Church, and their disaster relief fund. And it is coming sooner than later. And
We just got an email today from Caitlin that said that the ball's rolling and it's about ready to be delivered, and we need to have another meeting. So we're about to schedule that.
Awesome.
Yep.
Or we already have.
Did we?
I gotta check my calendar.
She's the one that schedules everything. I don't even know what day it is.
It was in messages from earlier. I gotta double check.
Okay, well, we'll figure that out. We'll put the date on the screen or something. If folks are interested.
No, that's
that's
not a community meeting. That's just a meeting between us and the people giving it to us, so we know what to do next.
Okay.
The next steps will be for us to get with our health department, and the health inspector needs to inspect it and tell us how we go about sanitizing the way that they do. It might look a little different than what they do based on what our county expects us to do.
All right.
That's what I'm gathering.
So how do you get water into this water buffalo?
Okay.
And how do you ensure that it is safe, potable water that people can drink?
So we worked out a deal with the city of Welch. They put us on their standard 3,000 gallon per month rate that any other resident of the city of Welch would be on, that is hooked up to Welch City Water. So they charge us a monthly rate up to 3,000 gallons and beyond if we need it. So that's where we get the water filled up, is at the water plant in Welch. The fire chief here at Gary, on the evening before we give out water, takes the trailer down to the water plant, fills it up there with 500 gallons of water. The folks at the water plant do a chlorine check on the water when it's filled up to get a chlorine level, and that's per health department standards. Just so we know that there's enough chlorine or that there's not too much chlorine in the water.
Right.
And then The trailer is brought back here, and the next day we give it out to the people.
Who transports the trailer, and how does that work?
The Bobby Rose Jr., who is the fire chief here at Gary, his day job is with the state road. After he gets off work, he comes here, hooks the trailer up to his truck, and hauls it down to Welch, fills the tank up, and brings it back up here to Gary.
All right.
Yeah, and if you want to
Sure.
step over here, so the feed is right here. So this is where the hookup is done to actually fill the tank up. You pull these two levers, take the cap off, hook the hose up to it, fill the tank up. This also is the drain. So whatever water that you have left over that you don't use, you also drain the water here as well. And this is the valve control to either this is where you turn it to either fill or drain or to the pump. So you have to have it turned over to the pump in order to distribute the water. So that's how the tank, gets filled up.
Now, what type of hose do you connect from? And it's a regular fire hydrant that it's being filled up?
Yeah, they use, there's a hydrant at the water plant in Welch that they allow us to hook up to and fill the tank up with.
What's
It's the hose, the same type of hose that they use to fill a fire engine up with.
Okay.
Is the same type of thing that they use. Now, and I think we had this conversation before, maybe even earlier today. The photos that I have seen of the tank that you all are receiving
Right.
has a hose that is coming with it expressly for that purpose. Now, I might be wrong, but if I remember correctly, there is a hose that's coming with the tank that you all are getting. And your tank is the one that you are getting is just slightly larger than this one too. I think your all's holds 550 gallons, whereas this one holds 500.
They said that we could refill ours with just a water hose too.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like you could just take a
It would
water
probably
hose.
take a long time to
Probably
do that.
so,
but,
yeah.
If need be, because I'm afraid they're going to be picky about how the water gets into the tank, and whatever we got to do, we have to run an RV water hose to it and let it drain let it fill for hours. Then, that's what we'll do.
Sure.
But people have got to have water.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing.
And all the process that we are abiding by has all been approved by our county health department, and we keep records for them as well. The chlorine levels every time we fill up, all of that, so they're aware. And I am in communication, in contact with the director here at the health department. I'm not going to say regularly, but pretty regularly. On a regular basis to if I have any questions about what needs to be done in a certain situation, there's no issue with me picking up the phone and calling the health department and having a conversation with him about it.
Yeah, let's hope we get the same cooperation in
I hope
Wyoming
so.
County.
I hope so, because you need community.
will.
You need community cooperation to get this done. We're very thankful with the cooperation that we have received from the beginning from the city of Gary. We got a city worker here helping us out today with the distribution, and that's
appreciative.
And that is pretty standard procedure. I mean, since we've been given water out here, the city has been very cooperative. Well, number one, they let us use their property to do it.
Right.
So, can't ask for a better situation than that.
Right.
And it takes a community to come together to help each other out, to make sure people have what they need.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
And so once you get the water into the tank, you bring it here to the Gary Volunteer Fire Department or wherever you're going to distribute water. And you've
Right.
got 4 different places.
Three. Yeah. So, in addition to here at Gary, we also will haul this up to Anawalt, to the fire station in Anawalt. The fire chief there has also been very cooperative with us about that. And we have also had distributions at the Jenkins Jones post office as well, which is on the same system as the Anawalt system.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So now we've got it here at the fire department, and it is actively, we're giving out water, but we all know, people stay at home when it's raining or snowing
It
or
was pouring the rain when
or
we
whatever.
got here. It's like for a minute.
I told y'all, when it rains, it dampens down the people that come out to get water, or snows, or cold, or whatever.
and that's things you can't help.
Right.
We did have somebody come and get water before we started filming, but
yeah,
right. And how long is the water distribution going on today?
till 5:30. We start at 2:00 and we'll run until about 5:30. Now, ordinarily we would run until 6. And the reason being, we try to allow for people who are working time to get off work and get some before they go home. But I've got a Bible study at 6 o'clock today. I got a Bible study today, so at 5:30 we're going to cut this off. But normally it'll be 6 o'clock.
Right.
Daryl, can you take care of them? I think he's got.
pulling up here.
I think he's got his own jugs. He's a repeat customer.
Now,
And-
when I don't know if you mentioned this or not, because I know you told me earlier, when you fill it up, that is when they put the bleach in it and test it, and the health department makes note of.
When the tank is sanitized, what they do is they'll take a half, and this is per McDowell County Health Department regulations,
right.
okay? That they will pour a half gallon of bleach in the tank, and then they'll fill it up fully, 500 gallons, and then they'll literally just ride around town.
Shake
so
it up.
it sloshes
Shake it
up,
up a
right?
little bit, right?
And then they'll drain it and then fill the tank back up.
Okay.
And that's how the tank gets sanitized.
Right.
It's kind of the same. I was telling Daryl earlier, it's kind of the same principle as sanitizing the plastic jugs that we
Sloshing it around in some bleach water.
What we do is we fill a 5-gallon cooler up with water and put about 5 capfuls of bleach in that water. Put a little bit of water in the plastic jug, slosh it around for about a minute, dump it out, and you've got a sanitized bottle.
Right. And that's
fill
what
up
they
there.
were talking in the meeting with the people that were giving us the buffalo, that every time, because the people that we're giving the water to can't even wash their dishes or anything, they say, well, set up a sanitation. They bring the jugs, we slosh it around in there, and then you can fill it up, and that's good enough.
Yeah,
We'd like to get you sanitizing some jugs whenever.
If he has, I don't know if he has a station set up.
Well, we can set one up. It's not that difficult to do. 'Cause I need to sanitize a box today before I get out of here anyway.
Okay.
So we can do one.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
And so we brought it here, and now you're ready to distribute.
Yep. So let's get into the inner workings of this bad boy here. So this is not, and this is important to note, it's not gravity fed. Okay. It is the water is fed via an electric pump. That's important to note, because wherever you set up to distribute, you need to make sure you got a power source to hook up to in order to get water. So this is the pump that you see here. Oh, and before I forget, because I will forget to mention this too, in the wintertime when it's cold, the pump, especially, if the temperature gets to freezing or below, always keep the pump plugged into a power source, because we don't want the pump to freeze, because the pump is very, very expensive. Right. And we do not want the pump to freeze up.
So if it is plugged in, it will not freeze?
It will not freeze if it's plugged into the power source.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, because I was told we would have to purge that pump if it's freezing outside.
Purge it, meaning
Get the water out.
Get all of the water out of it.
oh well. Now that you probably do need to get all the water out of it, but also make sure it's plugged into the power source as
Gotcha.
well.
Okay.
Now, so first thing we do, and this is the power unit where you flip the power source on. You open this box and it's locked. It's got a padlock on it. You open this. After you plug it into the power source, the power cord into the source, you flip this switch on here. It just looks like your standard light switch on the side of the wall, and that actually will turn the pump on. So you see, we've got two hoses hooked up. We've actually got 4 spigots, 4 distribution points that we can use, but we only have 2 hoses, and really at this point, 2 hoses is all we need. So we've got 2 hoses hooked up, and just like a regular outdoor spigot, you turn the spigot on. And now most of the time, you'll have, when you flip the power on, the pump will have enough pressure on it already that the hoses will work. But if not, you got to manually push this button right here to get the pump, to prime the pump basically, and
Gotcha.
get the water flowing through it. And this gauge right here tells you how much pressure you've got on the hose line. And then it's basically just a matter of, well, and you want to make sure too, you see these things on the side here, those are vents. You want to make sure that those vents are open, so that you don't risk burning the pump up while it's in use. So you definitely make sure that those are open. The tank also comes with rubber coverings for the spigots to put in the wintertime to keep them from freezing. There's a lot of built-in precautions to make sure everything runs smoothly. And I showed you the fill up and drain procedure. And basically, once you get this pump turned on and up and running, the hose is connected, and get your pressure right on the hoses, then you're ready to start filling up jugs of water at that point. And what we do, each household gets multiple gallons. We got gallon jugs. Each household will get multiple gallons of water. At the end of the day, when we finish the distribution, whatever water we don't use that's in the tank has to be drained. Okay, because especially in the summertime, when the temperatures are really hot, you don't want water sitting around in this tank for any more than a couple of days at the most.
Bacteria will grow.
Yeah, you don't want the water to become stagnant, and you don't, just out of an abundance of precaution, you want to drain it and make sure that you don't want to get anybody sick. So that's the last thing we want to do.
Right.
So yeah, and that's basically the extent of it. Also, as well, if you have, let's say you've got a full 500 gallon tank. This is the great part of working with fire departments. Let's say you've got a 500 gallon, fully filled 500 gallon tank. Let's say you use half of it during a distribution. You got 250 gallons of water left. It absolutely kills me to have to drain 250 gallons of good usable water out of this tank in a community that's water compromised, right?
Right.
It kills me to do.
Sure.
But fire departments can fill their engines up with that water.
Right.
So
at least it'll go to a good cause.
Right.
Reuse,
Right. Right.
Yeah. All right.
No gallon of water goes unused.
Yes, correct. And for an example of that as well, and another way that we try to limit any wastefulness of water, that the last time we had to give out at Anawalt, we told folks, whatever is left over, we'll give you extra water. We'll give you extra water because we don't want any of it to go to waste. We want to minimize the waste of water as much as we can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially good clean water. It's
Yeah,
like liquid gold.
absolutely.
So, let me ask. Now, we've seen a lot of this kind of there's been a change in the way that the water has been, the pollution in the water here in the last 2 or 3 years. Have your parishioners or you personally seen this this kind of giant jump in pollution? And we've always had problems with our water, but it seems to have gotten worse over the past 2 to 3 years.
Well, I think it depends on community to community and system to system. I think you'll find that Gary's municipal system has been having some issues for quite some time, as well as the PSD system at Anawalt. The reason being, these systems were built by U.S. Steel when they were here and operating here. I think
30, 40 years ago.
I think Gary.
50
I think the system here in Gary was built in the mid 60s, so it's 60 years old.
Yeah.
So at the time that it was constructed, it was a state of the art system, right?
I've seen some maps dated as early as 1957.
Oh, okay. There you go. So almost 70 years, if that's the case.
Right.
So, but U.S. Steel has been gone from the county for almost 40 years. So that's 40 years that it's been solely up to these municipalities to care for these systems. And as the tax base shrinks in our communities, businesses leave, people leave, these communities no longer have the resources, the needed resources to upkeep the water system, which the infrastructure, as you might imagine, begins to crumble at that point, which compromises the water when it's running from the main lines into the homes. Now you go further on up the ridge to Lackey and those communities where they utilize well water. Now those folks up there will tell you that their water was pretty daggone good up until about 2018, 2019. And in 2018 and 2019, if you go back and look and do the research, that is when, well, even prior to that, when gas drilling began in that area, and that is when MTR began really operating in that area. And if you look at a map, like a satellite imagery of that area, that whole community is surrounded by MTR sites.
Right.
And they've been active for about the last 7 years. And that is when people really began seeing a difference in their water. And just to give you an anecdotal example of what we're dealing with up there, this past legislative session, I took a bottle of one of my parishioners' water that lived out there. She took a plastic water bottle, filled it up from her tap water. I took it into the Capitol, and in the upper rotunda, I had taken it out of my backpack, sat it down next to one of the marble pillars while I was getting ready to do what I was doing in there. Okay. So 3 different people who walked by thought that was a bottle of Tang, not water. If you all remember what Tang is or know what Tang is.
Yeah, that's what the
astronauts drank.
What the astronauts took to the moon.
The powdered orange drink, right?
Right.
That you mix the orange powder in with the water and it turned. That's what the water looked like.
Yeah.
And that is consistently what we're dealing with up there. It's brown, orange, yellow. So if you hold it up, you can see, I should have brought a bottle with me today, but you can see the sediment in the bottom of it. So yeah, that's what we're dealing with.
So do you think it's, I know this, and you may not know this question. Do you think they've affected the aquifer in that area, or do you think this is just runoff? And this is just speculation on my part, but we tend to think that the aquifer has probably been damaged by blasting, that aquifers have been cracked
which has exposed the groundwater to rocks and all of the metals that leach out of those rocks into the water.
Right.
I know that some of those wells up there have been tested, and there are heavy metals in the water.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything you want to add? Anything you want to say about anything at all?
Just, we need help. This community, these communities, your community,
This region,
this region.
this whole region needs help. We
Needs-
are only citizens doing the jobs of people
Yeah.
that are getting paid to do nothing.
Yeah. And if you talk to most anybody around here, they will, in the course of the conversation, and if you're talking about this issue or any other of the many challenges that we face here in this county, your county, the region, people I talk to all the time say we're forgotten.
Yeah.
These communities have been forgotten. Everybody has turned their backs on us. The people that we put in office turn their backs on us. That has to change. And I don't know what it's going to take to change it, but it's got to change, because in 2025, in any year, there's no excuse for people to have to live like this, for people to have to not trust what's coming out of their taps when they turn it on every day.
Yes, sir.
Particularly, we like to say all the time that we live in the wealthiest nation in the world, the most wealthy nation that has ever existed. This should not be happening. And me being a preacher, reflecting theologically on everything, because that's what I'm trained to do,
Yes,
right?
sir.
We're being sinned against. This is sin, plain and simple. This is not how God intends for our communities to exist, for our people to live. It's got to change. We deserve better. Our people deserve better. That modern industrial America was built on the backs and on the blackened lungs and the broken bodies of our people. We deserve to have clean water coming out of our taps.
Amen.
Yes.
Raise the
Amen,
offering.
preacher.
Practice.
Yes. Yours the only church I'll go to, baby. That's it.
So, I want to thank you for everything that
Yes.
you're doing here.
Well, thank you guys for coming.
and-
Thank you. Thank you.
It's amazing ministry, and it's even more amazing as a human to just care about people. And I thank you for the work that you've done, because I know it's a thankless job. And there are folks in these communities that don't believe that even talking about this issue is, you're against West Virginia.
Sure.
You're against what we're about, and you are un-American because you are talking the truth about industry and what has happened here, and the fact that we've been left out and cast aside.
Yeah.
And then there are people out there who are defending that. So I personally want to thank you for your help, and you all have helped us.
Yep.
And getting this water buffalo here is going to be a game changer. And the main source of water there in Wyoming County for donations for Indian Creek and beyond, their funding has dried up, I believe, and so this will be a literal godsend from the United Methodist Church, and we want to thank them for all of that work and the donation of this water buffalo, whether people whether they appreciate it or not,
Or even believe that it's needed.
it's going to do very good things.
Well, we love our neighbors, and we're here to help in any way that we can. and putting food on the table should not cost our lives. I mean, that's just the
Amen.
heart of it.
Amen to that.
Yeah,
We shouldn't have to die while we're feeding our families.
sure. Yes, sir. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to add?
Just glad y'all are here. Thanks for coming, and thanks for your friendship.
Yeah,
Oh, for
absolutely.
sure.
Appreciate you
It's
guys.
great. We've never
Yeah.
actually met.
I know.
Me and this guy never actually met. And then I forgot his name for about 5 minutes.
We're in a group chat and everything.
Anyway,
It's okay. You're welcome to
I
my
have
world.
ADHD and I'm on the spectrum. Okay, so
And he
names,
hasn't really had a day off. In a
yeah, and
while.
I haven't had a day off in 2 months, and then I started teaching school maybe here in a little while. Anyway,
And want to let
we'll
y'all
see you a lot more.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
look forward to that, and that's a promise. And any way that I can help or we can help, Caitlin, co-director of From Below with me.
Yeah.
Any way
Shout
that
out to Caitlin.
yes, absolutely.
Caitlin,
Any way that we can help you guys at all, just let us know.
All right.
y'all
we're
done so
here.
much for real. I mean, all I have to do is say a word and you're like, I'm there. And it's so much
Yep.
appreciated, that kind of friendship. The people that rally around you and stand with you in solidarity are the ones I'm continually to keep around me. And the ones that just fall off, they fall off. If you fall off, you fall off. But I'm keeping the ones that are staying with me, the stand in solidarity. And we,
Well,
like he said, we don't deserve to die for a paycheck.
solidarity between Coalfield people is the only way that we're going to continue moving
It's
forward.
the only hope we have.
That's the only hope we have, because ain't nobody coming to save us but us.
Exactly. We
Ain't
got to
nobody
save
coming
ourselves.
to save us but us.
Yep.
That's right. And thanks. And Daryl is your name, right?
Yes, Daryl. Thank you so much for
So,
being here.
Is there anything you want to add? Anything you want to say?
I don't know what to add. I mean, he said it himself.
Right.
So,
Brad can pretty much sum it up
Yeah.
in just a minute,
Yeah.
can't he?
All right, well, we thank you for volunteering
Yeah.
here and giving out water for folks.
Of course, ain't no problem.
All right. So sounds good. All right. Well, you want to wrap it up?
This is a wrap.
All right. We'll see you.
Appalachian Living is sponsored in part by Wade Law Firm PLLC, Sage Stitch Finance Corporation, representing wisdom and mending what we already have, providing gap funds for resilient renovations.
Appalachian Living is also brought to you by Hope Money Coaching, rescuing you from financial chaos and leading you to a path of financial wellness. Minimalist Gym, helping men and women navigate their health and fitness without restrictive fad diets.